All right, Roundtable Podcast. I'm your boy Corey G. That's at Small Arms Danny, at Trey Speed, and the graphic gangster himself, Cole Susak. We're on the back patio. We're handheld today. We're going to talk about the weekend, which I think is interesting, right? Just coming off of a dual event weekend where 4 of us did a powerlifting meet and a bodybuilding show. Bodybuilding show first, powerlifting meet next. The whole crew did the powerlifting meet. Danny was not around, but is around, obviously, constantly the content.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Trayvon was behind the camera, capturing everything like a fucking true gangster. Kyle, shout out Kyle, was there too, grabbing the stuff that Trey wasn't grabbing. And Cole was competing and the mad rapper.
Yes, sir.
So I think everybody has their point of view of what was going on. But I'm going to start with Trey, the man of few words, but who captured and saw everything. And, you know, was linked up with me the whole time on what we needed to be getting. And just want to hear what your perspective was, Trey, of, like, just the whole situation.
So, I mean, it was a wild-ass weekend and a long weekend.
It was a long weekend.
So
there's a lot more car driving than I anticipated, like, than I thought.
Dude,
when
that first day, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess where should we start at?
I guess would be, overall, like, I know, I don't think anybody, like, in our crew was surprised that we could do it, right?
Yeah, no.
But, like, for what were you trying to make sure you grabbed, I guess, as the videographer that's shooting the main stuff for the documentary? Like, where were you happy that you were in certain spots, or I don't know. I was just trying to get, like, your overall perspective, or was it just like a whirlwind, Trey?
It's a little bit of a whirlwind, but man, I was just like, I love, like, from the capturing, like, perspective, I love being, like, being, like, behind the scenes, like, with you guys, though, and, like, even just, like, the small conversations that you guys have before, like, you even take a lift or something, like, or, like, there's clips of Tyler Galbraith, like, slapping himself before.
Fuck yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think, like, those kind of, like, small, like, behind the scenes clips like that are something that, like, ties it in together and, like, really kind of showcases, like, what we're actually really about, that I don't think, like, many people get to see. Like, I just think that when we finally put it all together and people can actually sit down and watch it, they're gonna realize the people that, like, watch the vlogs, look at the pictures, watch the content, everything like that every single day, they definitely have a vibe of it.
Yeah.
But I think that once people see this, they're gonna have a completely different one because they're going to get to really see the weeds.
Yeah. Well, and I think miking up changed everything too.
Yeah.
NFL film style, because even that one video was a couple weeks ago when Tyler said, "Be the guy, G," and I said under my breath, "I am the guy." Like, that's stuff you would never hear.
Yeah.
But you can hear. And so I haven't heard the hot mic from the actual platform, but even just Cole rapping me up to taking the weights, like, that's like an inside look that I don't know that lifting's really done. You know, I haven't never seen anything like that.
No, not like that, no.
And then with that level of intensity, right? So I think that I'm excited for that.
Like, the intensity level, like, I can't wait for people to see that, because we always talk about, like, at 4 a.m. crew, like, what sets us apart is the intensity level that people train at.
Yeah.
And so for people to, like, see that up close, hear the dialogue, everything like that, it's going to be just a total game changer. Yeah. Because when people watch the vlogs, really all they're seeing is motherfuckers lifting some heavy ass weight.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, to kind of get, like, the inner details, I think is going to be really, really fucking awesome.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think that it's like it was funny because DK's dad asked me, he heard about the squad. He goes, "I don't know how the fuck you do that." And I looked at him straight dead in his eye and I said, "Because I'm a fucking animal."
Fuck yeah.
He goes,
That's an epic
answer. That's exactly what I said. He goes, "Well, I love that answer." Because, I mean, that's but then if you can feel what that is, like the confidence, the self-talk, back to what Peter said about violence and peace. I'm a pretty low-key dude most of the time, but when it's time for that shit, I feel like a fucking killer, because you have to be. And so I think a lot of people lose or maybe never had that switch, and I think we're going to be able to show that switch at the highest level. You know what I mean? So
it's gonna make people feel some type of way. I mean, like, think about when you watch, like, Pumping Iron, and you see, like, Arnold and all them just getting it, and it gives you, like, chills or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's the same exact way people are gonna feel when they watch this.
Yeah. Fucking
and some of the best shit in Pumping Iron is whenever Arnold and those guys are having the conversation.
Just hanging out.
Exactly,
of what they're saying.
Yep.
That's what makes it better than him going on stage and doing all that stuff.
It's true.
It's the shit leading up to it.
Correct.
But yeah, I could tell from my perspective, Trey was in the fucking zone.
I know he was.
This is going to be like you watching at home, you listening, this documentary is going to be so much better than anything that's been done because
I agree
the
with that.
the amount of focus and intensity Trey had recording.
Yeah.
I wish people could see that because he was fucking in it.
Well, there wasn't one, and kudos to Trey on this. There wasn't one time where I knew he was going to have to go out of his way to get the footage. He was so fucking in. Meaning, like, we're driving somewhere, but he would drive an extra 1 or 2 lengths, meaning just to ride with me.
Yeah.
Like, but he don't live like 10 minutes away. He lives like 40 minutes away. So it's like I would be like, "Oh, Trey, you don't have to go." He's like, "No, if we ride together, then I go all the way back, then I go home." It's like those little things guys like me don't miss, though. But that's what makes that extra level. That's the over delivery part. That's the going the extra mile. He did that this entire time.
And I think it's going to become really good because you told me while you're recording, you're like, I'm already visualizing me editing. I already know exactly how I want it to look like.
Yep. And if you're shooting it that way, then that helps whenever you're editing.
That's
too.
how it is, yeah.
Yeah. I think the other wild cards of, who else will be in it is going to be really interesting too. Like I see in my head, and with Trey's vision of how he shot it, it's exciting. And because I've got to put together things that were not as long as this, but were seen by millions of people. The Squat Every Day thing was seen by so many people. The blueprint was seen by so many people. Like I've got to feel and execute and have a lot of people watch things. But now it's like so organic, authentic, and real. Then to be able to put it together with a group of guys that need to be showcased more. And then also the people behind the camera that need to be showcased more.
For sure.
It's exciting, and I think it's the right time.
Yeah.
I think Netflix needs more fitness content. I think that they need content anyway. You know what I mean? So it's like I think this is the right time for all of it.
Big time.
It's fucking exciting. That's why like some of the asks I'm gonna make, I don't think are unrealistic at all. You know what I mean? So shedding light on it's gonna be fun.
There was some kid at the meet who. Like no one was around. It was like one of the younger kids. He had to be probably like in high school or something like that. But he was competing, and he goes, "Is this really gonna be on Netflix?" And I just look at him. I go, "It's gonna be on HBO too."
Yeah, motherfucker.
I like that.
Cole, fucking love it, bro.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, we all believe it's that good. So why the fuck not?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
I mean, fuck. So good.
We already do like everything that happened like this weekend or everything leading up to it. Like it's shit that everybody in the 4AM crew already does.
Yes.
And I think
all the time.
And I think that's what's gonna make it like so special is we're just basically like putting it together so people can actually like witness it though.
Yeah.
But my point from like authenticity like standpoint though, like it's all organic, it's all authentic because even if there's no cameras.
It's already happening.
Everyone
anyway.
would be doing what they're doing.
And it's not like we were going out of our way to wake up at 4 a.m. or train at 4 a.m. This
No.
is literally
exactly
what we're already doing.
That's when it can get a chance to run the most because it is the most authentic.
Yeah.
And you're just capturing what is natural.
Yeah.
It just happens to
and
be.
Yeah, and that's how it's been for years. So.
Yeah. It's just like being able to showcase like what kind of outliers we really are is exciting for me. It's real exciting because I want to be able to showcase what else, the other people that are around, what's going on. And I told this to Trey and to Cole before, like when Arnold and them was shooting Pumping Iron, the two guys, Charles and I forget the other dude's name. I'll have to look. I got the book inside. But it's like they didn't know what they were like. They knew it was
they just
good.
Had the camera just
yeah,
recording.
they were just rolling and doing what they do anyway, to Trey's point. And then it became this great thing. And then they had that on their resume for the rest of their lives. You know what I mean? And that's the thing is like, I want to tell the story that I reached out to a couple people about doing a documentary. And then I said, why the fuck am I doing this for? We have all the capabilities fucking right here. Like, why am I waiting? My whole life I ain't waiting on no one else's approval. Why the fuck am I waiting now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know. It was vindicating, and I was so focused on Sunday. I wish I was maybe a little bit tighter on Saturday, but the reality was I wanted to look like my version of a 1970s bodybuilder, and I really wanted that weight the next day. It was too big of a deal for me. From my just whole career standpoint.
So, let's break it down. Let's give the listeners at home a rundown, like a day by day of what was going on, the breakdown of us going to Bob Evans and shit. Let's tell them all about it. Tell them all about it.
Well, I think that, for me, if I look at like, all right, there's obviously weight classes in powerlifting, and I was going to be in the 181 class. A lot of people don't realize that's a 24-hour weigh-in. So that's where the logistics of this whole thing was, I have to weigh in the morning of the bodybuilding show, but not for the bodybuilding event, for the powerlifting meet. So the thing is, I honestly think I looked a little better, probably 2 or 3 pounds heavier. When I had to manipulate some stuff to make weight, it kind of made me feel a little bit softer, but I couldn't really worry about that because it's not just one event, it's 2 events. And so the other thing is, immediately after weighing in, I had to take in enough food that I could be tight enough on stage but start the bloating process for the powerlifting so I could have a chance at the world record.
Yeah.
And so, so the day before, we
So
go to
Friday. Yep.
We go to Bob Evans because I need to buy the farmer's, what the hell is that breakfast?
Farmer's Choice.
Farmer's
Shout out
Choice.
Bob's, if you're
Shout out
listening.
Bob Evans.
They're just down the road.
Yeah, exactly.
sponsor.
They're
So
probably listening.
yeah, they're
are
probably
listening.
listening. You guys could get a sponsorship.
There's definitely
if you
some
want.
execs at Bob Evans who
Yeah.
are, loyal fans to the round.
1,000 an episode. We'll take you guys now. And so it was like one of those. Just saying. So anyway, I went to Bob Evans to get the footage, but I couldn't eat the food till the following day.
Yeah.
And so oh my gosh. So I ordered it all. I sat there and looked at it. Trey ate, Cole ate, and Kyle was with us. Yeah, Kyle ate. And then I asked them to box it up. That was fucking brutal.
Yeah.
But I knew, and then I got 1 serving of pancakes, but then I was like, I need another serving of pancakes.
Yeah.
So I had 2 servings of pancakes, the Farmer's Choice, all that shit, boxed it up, but I knew in the morning I was going to start hammering. So as soon as I got off the scale for powerlifting.
Which break this down because we don't live close to where we had to weigh in, right?
No, it was an hour and a half.
The logistics was an hour and a half to Dayton from Columbus.
This is
basically.
one of the things
Yes.
this is one of the things that I didn't really anticipate was, okay, I know they're like remotely close, but like you have to wake up in our bed in Columbus, drive to Dayton, hour and a half.
Yeah.
Drive to Akron for the bodybuilding show, which was closer to like 3 hours.
Yep.
So that's 4.5 hours in the car. Then drive back to Columbus, 2 hours, 6.5 hours in the car. Then Trey had to drive back home because this is one of the moves that he did. He didn't just have me meet him. You know what I mean? He drove out to be with the whole thing. And then Kyle stayed at his house too. So we made sure Kyle's alarm was going off at the right time. Shout out Kyle. All right. So basically 6.5 hours in the car, fucking 7 for Trey. All of that event, go to sleep, then wake up again, and then fucking drive another hour and a half to Dayton to compete in powerlifting. By the way, when you sit in a car for 7 hours, it's not real good for your hips for lifting, everybody. No. Then compete, come back another hour and a half. So we're legitly in the car 10 hours. 10 hours over the weekend. That's a fucking lot. Yeah. That's like driving to fucking North Carolina or some shit. Yeah. And so that right there was, I think, I underestimated that a little bit. It didn't affect me a ton because I went from 180 pounds and I went to bed at 198 pounds.
Fuck yeah.
Bravo. Woke up at 195 pounds. And let me give you the rundown. Now,
please.
Yes.
Anybody that rode with me,
give us the laundry list,
which is these 2 guys and Cam, saw me smash an astronomical amount of food on the way to the bodybuilding show. So I ate all the pancakes, all the hash browns. I didn't eat the eggs because they were cold. I didn't get a chance to warm them up or whatever. And then I ate, you know how you get like a thing of Kit Kats? It's like a whole sleeve. I didn't eat just like a Kit Kat. I ate the whole sleeve. Then you know how you get like Reese cups, not like the double, but there's 8 of them in a package, 8 doubles. I ate all those. And then I had Twizzlers. And then I had
and he was eating all this candy too fast that I couldn't even get my camera out.
He couldn't, yeah.
Like he was literally just
smashing
inhaling it.
Literally open, smash, open it, smash.
Yeah, no bites, like no bites. Whole thing
this or what?
No, not really. Yeah, I was just fucking eating, dude.
That's amazing.
And then I got something else. Was it Wendy's?
We got Wendy's.
Yeah, we got Wendy's. Yeah. So I ate Wendy's at lunch, and then on the way home,
you had a donut before you got on the stage.
I had a donut.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah,
I didn't know about that.
I had a donut.
Nice.
Where'd the donut come from?
Yeah,
they just had donuts at the show
for after the show.
For after show, but I just ate one anyway.
Hey, let me get one.
I already knew I wasn't gonna win the bodybuilding show, so I was like, all right, I've already like task completed. Now it's just time to eat. And then like when did we get fast food on the way home too? No, we didn't.
Not on
the way home.
No.
Okay, and then when I got home, Rachel had ordered DeFelice pizza, which is the deep dish, like Pizza Hut style pizza.
What?
And I had like 2 or 3 things of chicken noodle soup, and then I had So I had chicken noodle soup and pizza, and I'm a bloated fucking train wreck.
Fuck yeah.
I get on the scale and it says 190, 18 pounds different.
Were you excited?
Yes, because I knew I'd wake up at 195 and
That's
I
a
would
great
squat
feeling.
a world record. And that's what fucking happened.
That's what happened. Yeah.
And then
That's
the
amazing.
morning of, I drank more chicken noodle soup. I drank a whole bottle of pickle juice during the meet.
You're like the Michelin man at this point.
Yeah.
Pretty
Do
much.
you know what was key, though? And Ramos has always told me this. After you bring your water on, make sure you get a little bit of a pump. That was probably the hardest thing, was making myself lunge that day. Because I lunged 400 both days. And so, but I'll tell you this. It made all of that water, I don't know, like it just felt better. Like
So good.
my legs were all fucking blown up, and I think it helped me a lot. Now
Isn't
that
it wild that how much better you feel when you do lunge? Like, even if
Yes.
it's just a small amount compared to just not doing it at
yeah,
all.
it just keeps everything active.
Yeah.
I was really surprised that my hips felt as good as they did riding in the car that much. And I knew when I got to the meet and I put my briefs on, it was a fucking wrap. Everything was tight. I went on the back room, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plates, singles, bang, 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 bang. Everything looked like an absolute fucking smoke show.
Signature.
Cole gave me a 3/4 wrap for 600. It looked like a fucking
Yeah.
speed rep, and I knew it was a fucking wrap. So it felt good. But that people cannot grasp the weight gain. That I was talking
Yeah.
about it yesterday.
We're,
and
we're
like,
doing an article on that.
Oh.
Michaela just calls it the bloat.
Yeah.
She says Cole is participating in what he calls
The
quote unquote the bloat.
yeah, people cannot believe that we're trying to gain that
Yeah.
much weight on purpose. It's fucking hilarious.
Michaela's
Well,
always
why
like,
don't you explain why real quick?
Yeah. Well, so when you're depleted, especially for a bodybuilding show, you're drier, and so the muscle doesn't have as much water in the tissue, so it's not going to be as explosive. Your joints feel dry. You don't have enough saturation in the muscle around the joint, and the body only knows weight. So meaning that when you're 180 and your waist is super small, it's just like a pyramid, right? If the pyramid base is small, it's not going to be as fucking sturdy. Well, as your waist gets wider, your joints and your muscles get more saturated. Everything's it's just a stronger tissue. It can be more explosive. And so you literally feel like a different person for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Now, I don't care what I look like. If I wake up and I look older and my eyes are bloated, like fucking I have bags, I know I've done it right. They literally look like a fucking train wreck when I wake up. But I could tell when I woke up and saw that 195, I could have put my entire life savings on the line that I would have fucking squat that weight. I knew it as soon as I woke up. I could feel it in my hips, everything. So that was exciting because at the end of the day, and Brian Peter said this to me, he goes, well, yeah, I mean, the whole fucking documentary is kind of key that you squat that.
Yeah, true.
No pressure, G.
Yeah.
So there's no way in hell, like, I was going to let that not happen. And I think my training up to it, I was super confident that I
You're
was
so
that strong.
dialed in, yeah.
I was super dialed.
Yeah.
It's the most dialed I've been in a long
Yeah.
time.
Do you feel like-
Everybody knew it was going to happen.
Everyone knew it was
Yeah.
going to happen. No one was surprised, I don't think.
Do you feel like your whole powerlifting career has kind of led to this point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I
that's
finally
what it
got.
looks like.
I feel like I finally got a chance to validate the kind of real lifter that I am, because I think that a lot of people will kind of question that about me for some reason. I don't know why, but it's maybe because I don't look like the rest of those dudes, or maybe because I had these other parts. I think part of it's the business, honestly.
Big time.
A lot of
It looks
the
like
bi-
you actually enjoy it.
Yeah, and I think it's just but I think it's the business clouds a lot of that.
Yeah.
That I'm like not a real fucking
Real
lifter. I'm
lifter,
the
yeah.
opposite of what most people think. Like I care about that more than I care about fucking anything, basically.
Well,
And so like I think I got a chance to showcase. And what told me was there's West Side dudes that aren't really on social media, that I don't talk to very often, that all chirped at me and were like, get your bench and deadlift together, G, and you got a monster total. Like they know it was legit, right? And then a couple of them like hit me back like, yo, I didn't even realize it was all time. Like, fuck yeah. So when I see stuff like that, these are guys that don't go out of their way. I trained with in the past, they don't even have to reach out. So there's like, I definitely, that to me validated some stuff, and Ramos told me, he's like, you just stay healthy for the next 2 years, you're going to see crazy numbers. See, powerlifters a lot of times mature later in life sometimes. And because I always was going up and down so much because of bodybuilding too and the fitness shit, I didn't just go straight through.
yeah.
Now I'm more of a powerlifter than I've ever been a bodybuilder. I realize that I don't really like bodybuilding anymore. I want to look like I can do a bodybuilding show, but I probably don't really care to do a bodybuilding show. I honestly, Dustin said something to me.
Is that because Cam beat you?
Well, that doesn't help.
Shout out
But
Cam.
shout out Cam. I'm proud of
Shout out
Cam.
Cam.
Yeah,
17.
that's still a little bit of, that's a subjective thing right there. But
Soft.
yeah, but the reality is though,
Sore butt.
Yeah,
sore butt. I got beat. I'm never gonna hear, because when AG would ask me questions, he would make sure Cam would approve it.
Yeah, it's
And
so
then
high
now
school.
I got
I'm never gonna let it go.
yeah. I knew as soon as that happened, I was like,
20
jeez.
years from now, I'm still.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah.
I can never live that down.
Yeah, can we talk about the Bodybuilding Show real quick?
Sure,
Can you
good.
give a breakdown to, talk about how everyone else did? Talk about
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Galbraith looking like a fucking unit on stage.
Oh yeah, Tyler Galbraith, which I already knew. We all knew this.
Yeah.
He looked like a freak show, like weeks out. I figured he was gonna win it. And Matheny got second to him. Matheny does just a bodybuilding show and gets a little tighter. He's going to be really hard to beat because he's so symmetrical.
Yeah.
And so
he honestly looked unreal on stage.
he looked unreal, and he looks like a true 1970s
Yeah, he
bodybuilder
does.
because
He
his
does.
arms are so fucking big too.
He looks like fucking Hercules.
Yeah,
like,
he
literally like
looked
Hercules.
and he deadlifted 617 the next day.
Yeah,
After-
yeah,
I mean,
it's just
after
After
unreal.
squatting 580.
And his
After
style
a
of
bodybuilding
deadlift.
show.
After a bodybuilding show. I mean, yeah, so I think Tyler winning it, and then, a lot of this being based around me, Matheny hasn't been talked about enough, or Cam. Cam being a high schooler to ride like that, fucking amazing.
Cam got the state record in
he got the
deadlift, right?
Yeah, so
Oh, he did?
yeah.
Oh,
so
shit.
Cam snags a record and beats me in bodybuilding, fucker. And then the rest of us go elite in powerlifting the next day. Me, Zach, and Tyler all get elite totals. Come on, man. Like, you know what I mean? But I knew that's what was going to happen, because when you put something on the calendar like that, it raises everybody up, right? And so everyone knew. What I like too is, like, not only were they doing it for themselves, but they were doing it for the team, because we had something to prove, because we knew there's going to be a lot of eyeballs on this. And so, like, I felt that with everybody, and that's like, I fucking love that. They're like, yeah, fuck off, fuck these guys, man. We're going to show them what we really do. And that's exactly what we did. I'm not surprised at the outcome at all. Like, I knew that's exactly what was going to happen. So I'm just glad I didn't miss the fucking weight and tank the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
So it was good. The bodybuilding show was solid. It wasn't a very big show, but honestly, we all got to get a chance to be on stage together, which I think it made even better.
It was just a cool thing to do.
Yeah, dude. And I was clowning up there a little bit. That was fun.
Yeah.
Dustin said he might want to do a show when he's 50. I mean, that might be the only time I'd ever get back up there. I think I'm a straight power lifter from now on. It just ain't my vibe no more.
Yeah.
I think I want to live life a little bit too much nowadays. I mean, this week's definitely been it. Danny, a little inside, outside. What are you thinking, or what kind of were you intrigued by over the whole weekend?
Yeah, my responsibilities over the past year have changed a little bit, because I would have definitely loved to actually come out.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
obviously,
you just had a kid, dude.
Yeah, but
No shade, Danny. You're good.
Well, throwing it back to Trey real quick. I mean, you and Kyle have a fucking pile of stuff to go through, right? So, like, I'm just curious as far as, like, the creative direction. Obviously, you don't have all the answers right now, as far as the whole direction. But, like, where do you guys anticipate starting, or, like, what are you most excited to dive into? I know it's kind of a loaded question, but
It is.
I think creating the trailer is going to be gangster, Trey.
I was.
That might be where we start,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Because that might give
Yeah,
us
you
a
gotta-
vibe.
just a
That's what I was. That's what
teaser.
I was like thinking too. Actually, I had like a random thought the other night. I was like, I think the trailer for this
It's going to be fucking live, bro.
is going to be fucking epic.
yeah.
It's literally
Like
a
when
movie
peop-
trailer.
Like when people see like a 30-second to like minute and a half trailer of this,
Yeah.
they're gonna be like, "Yo, I have to fucking
Watch
watch
this. 100%. I agree.
No question.
Yeah. No.
It's gonna be like a 30 for 30,
Why not?
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, right now it's just like essentially organizing everything, getting the foundation of what we want set up. So
Sure.
then that when we, I think a big factor will be also like once we do get some of those interviews and stuff like that is kind of figuring out how we're gonna
Where they
like,
fit.
where they fit in at, yeah.
Yep.
Because I think fitting everything around those is gonna be
Yep.
a big key, obviously. You know what I mean?
It's
So,
a little
like,
bit challenging.
yeah. So, yeah, I mean, kind of like waiting for that too as well, but just building like the foundation right now. I mean, I was going through some of the content yesterday, and there's just
Some
there's
fire.
Just, there's just there's some fire. Yeah, there's just like so much to though at the same time that like it's like a little overwhelming.
For sure.
So yeah, that's why I've just been.
It's like finding the starting point.
Yeah, I've been kind of just same as Corey, just been like kind of chilling this week. Like just gonna chill, hit it.
Well, think about like what's a real like even baseline outline of even how you even start.
Yeah.
Well, because is it a huge documentary or is it like a multi-step thing where there's like 6 episodes?
I think it's gonna be a couple hours. Don't you think, Trey?
Yeah.
It's gonna be pretty long.
Yeah, and then
I don't know how
hopefully,
long, but
I hope it's a like an hour and a half to 2 hours. But then there's an opportunity for episodic other stuff.
I think you got.
Which I think there 100% will be like opportunity for the episodic stuff because. Especially, dude, I think like once people really see like what we're doing on a daily basis, like they're gonna want more.
I agree.
And to come back to what we do, like we already do this shit.
Anyway,
we're already recording it.
Yeah.
So like,
why not?
Just you know what I mean? There's like that's something we could easily do
for sure,
dude. And the quality, for sure. All right, we need to take a quick break. We'll be right back. All right, you know this episode is brought to you by MaxEffortMuscle.com. We are here for the middle commercial part of this episode. Cole Susak, we call you the graphic gangster.
Yes.
You do a lot of design and creative direction for the brand, basically all of it. So what's going on with this amazing hat, the Zaddy hat?
Yeah.
Danny's got the Zaddy hat. We got the pink shorts. We got the blue shorts. Like, talk to us about the process.
Yeah, so of course, Max Effort Muscle, we supply all the crazy pumps, all the recovery, everything like that. But I think what gets slept on is the lifestyle
Agreed.
portion. With how much time
Facts.
and effort we put into making sure our outfits outside the gym look fresh.
Yes.
It needs to be talking about more.
It's lifestyle.
So from the shorts to the swag zaddies, everything like that. I just think people need to, they need to get some more swag in their life.
I think they need more swag, and we always make sure that you could wear it multiple times. See, I think that's slept on a lot too, Cole. When you get free gear from most companies, no matter what company it is, it usually shrinks up. You can never wear it again. However, that is not what happens here at Max Effort Muscle. I want to make sure. Think about this. I know this is a podcast where you learn shit too. I want you to wear it a bunch. So why would I spend no money on a fucking shirt that you're never going to wear again?
Facts.
No. I'm spending the right amount of money so you will wear it often.
Yes.
And Cole's making sure it's gangster so you feel good.
And trying to find the quality materials to where you can roll up the sleeves on Flex Friday.
Yes.
And then wash it and then wear it again the next day, while you're out at the pub drinking, beers and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the lifestyle.
Yeah.
And that's what we do at Max for Muscle.
Well, yeah, and look, you know that we have one of the most elite fucking sexy, pretty models on our staff here. Named Trayvon Dier. Now, Trayvon,
sexy motherfucker.
Trayvon has been in multiple campaigns, like actual campaigns, not the ones we create. And so to get him to model this gear, especially a vintage expert like himself, is a very big deal. So, Trey, you can weigh in on that because you
Where'd you model, Trey? Where'd you model? Was it Playgirl or something?
Yeah, so these. Hey, so.
He doesn't know what to say.
So
take it from the top.
Yeah. these shorts. These shorts will have the honeys at you.
Yeah.
Yes. And
I was wearing these walking down the shore north the other day.
Yeah.
I had about 20 honeys. I had about 20 honeys walk up to me.
There it is.
They all commented on the shorts.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And see, I wanna find the best quality stuff, the best everything like that. And I'm going to the best experts, and I'm just so grateful that I have a partner in Trayvon Dier, who's a vintage expert, knows everything about clothing. So everything here is Trayvon Dier approved.
Yes,
shout out Trayvon, shout out Max for Muscle.
Oh, hold on, one quick. Danny. Is
Okay.
No, we gotta go. Danny's, attire is very simplistic, but very effective.
Yeah.
And Danny is always wearing Max Effort. So, Danny.
I am? Yeah. Well, obviously, you have to size down. But
Danny, real quick, shine some spotlight on how the shirts make your biceps look way bigger.
Yes.
Please talk about that.
Shockingly enough, this is a large T-shirt.
Okay.
Shockingly enough.
Yeah. But so I'm not following my own advice right now to size down, but definitely recommend so you can choke that bicep nice and snug. But the shorts are nice too because they actually fit your legs
Yeah.
from all those lunges that you're doing.
And not to
Yeah.
mention the swag zaddies. The swag zaddies
With a
need more
Z.
love. Yes.
Yes.
So
Named by Danny.
exactly.
Was it though?
I don't know. The fact that anything has daddy in it.
Oh, that definitely came from me.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
daddy concept.
All right, back to the show. Jeez. All right, we're back. Roundtable podcast for our second half. Usually this is
Yeah.
Danny's segment,
Yeah.
but I mean we need to probably talk. Danny, you could start it though. Anything else about the weekend?
About the weekend? I don't know. I was gonna ask you a question though.
Go ahead, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say. This is for all three of you. What is one thing that people don't know about you?
Oh, jeez. Man, one thing that people don't know about me. I've been doing content for a long time, trying to think.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I asked this
Yeah.
question. It's,
Cole,
I mean,
you got
two things pop into my mind.
doesn't have to be training or anything.
Yeah,
like
no.
that.
something?
I think I need to shine more light on that I used to be a fucking gamer before gaming was cool.
There you go.
I was playing with the dudes in phase before they were in phase. That's one thing I kind of wish, lifting and working out and football and stuff like that, if I would have just stuck with gaming,
Yeah.
I could be
Never
living
know.
a different life right now. I
Yeah,
don't know.
maybe.
That, and then also I'm a self-taught drummer.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did not know that.
So yeah.
Heyo.
So how
Heyo.
this is how I got how I got into gaming was whenever Rock Band and Guitar Hero came out, I was a fucking nerd. I was a nerd about that stuff.
Yeah.
Like level expert, like super fucking good at it.
'Kay.
And I originally made YouTube videos for Rock Band. And then I loved playing the drums, so I like basically convinced my parents to buy me a fucking legit drum set.
Yeah.
Had them out in my garage, and I was just listening to everything by ear. I could play everything by ear. So I didn't have to like read any sheets or learn how to do anything. It was all natural to me.
It's like drumline.
Yeah, exactly. But
It's
then
exactly what they
Drumline.
did. It's exactly what it was.
yeah, and that probably lasted for like I want to say like 2 years, and then
No shit.
Yeah, my parents had to sell the drum set because the neighbor said it was too fucking loud.
How many drum
So-
sets did you break?
Drum sets
Or just
You said
anything?
a drum set.
0. A lot of drumsticks though. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm still pretty sick at it. Yeah,
Hey, that was a lot of stuff I didn't know.
yeah.
That's pretty good. Trayvon, what you got?
I was trying to think of something wild, but like just to go off Cole, like super similar to Cole too. Like I feel like me and Cole did the same exact thing growing up.
Yeah.
Because I played video games too growing up a shit ton, and me and Cole were both in Call of Duty clans. Different clans, but we were both
Yeah.
in Call of Duty clans, both making YouTube videos. I guess to just to go off the YouTube video, like I had multiple different YouTube video pages, so you probably can still find them. So if you really wanna, if you're
Yeah.
out there and you really want to find them, but I had one YouTube channel specifically that this was when I was in like elementary school, where people do this now, but I should have kept with it.
Yeah.
Is I opened Pokemon cards,
Like unboxing shit.
Yeah, I used to like unbox like shit like when I was in like middle school and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I was on YouTube in 2007.
Oh,
My
wow.
oldest account was in 2007.
That's
I was
pretty good.
super early too. I was in like literally second or third grade.
Cole, and when you were little, did you ever watch any of those YouTube videos where it's like where's Legos doing stop motion?
Oh, everything.
I used to make those.
Everything
I
was
used to
stop.
make those.
I tried to do it with fucking WWE action figures. I tried to make stop motion videos of that because that was
Yeah.
a huge thing.
That
too.
was huge, dude. I
Yeah.
did stop motion Lego videos. So like if you don't know what it is, you're like, what the fuck right now? But if you know what it is, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's super OG. It's literally
OG as fuck.
Yeah, everyone was trying to make like animation shit,
Yeah.
but they were
That was, like,
they were just
anima-
taking pictures.
That was
multiple
animation
nonstop.
before like animation was a thing.
Yeah, before you
Yeah.
could easily do it in like
Yeah.
After Effects and stuff like that.
I
But
got
yeah.
one. I got one for you guys.
All right.
In second grade, I was a bowling champion.
Okay.
So my grandma was like in the like local bowling like Hall of Fame. Like she was like in this, like she was like a good bowler for like basically her whole life, all the way till she was like 80. She bowled in the league. So like in the country, in the valley, there's really no shit. There ain't shit to do. So every Saturday morning, I would go to the local, bowling thing or whatever, and I used to go to tournaments when I was like fucking young, like probably second through like fifth grade. So I won one of the fucking tournaments. I don't know how much, if I was a champion of fucking 5 miles or what the fuck it was, but I can't even remember what I bowled, but I remember being heavy in it. It was so long ago. It's when they used to smoke in the fucking bowling alleys, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I would go bowling with my grandma and come back and smell worse than I'd fucking smoke a cigar.
Yeah.
And but I remember I was like into it. I don't know if I like went with the brace. Like if I didn't
Oh.
spin the ball. I wasn't like that.
Yeah.
But I would just try to fucking throw it as hard as I could and try to just explode the fucking pins.
So
Street shooter.
fun
Yeah.
fact about bowling: the first time I ever went bowling, it was a preschool or kindergarten field trip. I bowled a strike.
There you go.
Very first. So
Walk
yeah,
off.
I'm a big bowler guy.
Yeah,
too.
I think
Big
bowling's
bowler.
really.
I'm a big bowler.
I'm a big bowling guy.
I don't have my own ball or anything.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I love to
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
I
Well-
don't think I go enough.
You have the shoes.
So I wanted my own ball.
Okay.
So I was at that level, and I remember my grandma was like, she had like an extra bowling case, and I was like,
Yeah.
all right, grandma.
Yeah,
When I get my own ball one day, I'm putting it in this case.
that's amazing.
you probably wanted the 6-pound ball too. Didn't you?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I had to use an 8-pounder, and I would just
Just fucking
fucking
shot putting it down the.
sling that motherfucker.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I remember thinking the guys at the bowling alley were so cool. Like,
Yeah.
like that guy, the guy that walks down and clears the balls, like that's a great job.
Yeah.
Like I remember, like I mean, I had no, you're fucking. I'm like Andon's age. It's amazing. So anyway, guys didn't know
What's
that.
one thing they don't know about you, small arms?
Well, that one brought up one that I was thinking.
That's
of.
a pretty good one,
I
huh?
literally forgot about this, but I was a free throw champion at my. It was like a church thing, and I reached like the 5th round of this thing. But yeah, it was so random. I just was like stroking from the free throw line.
Of course you were.
Yeah, it was wet, super wet. I don't know.
Danny's a free throw champion.
That and
Nice.
then we're really into Halo, like in like 7th and 8th grade.
Yeah.
Back before Xbox Live was really coming on the scene. We were doing system link at my friend's house, like
Nice.
between the 2 rooms,
Yeah.
and just talking shit to each
See-
other between the rooms is the most fun I've ever had.
Dude,
growing up.
whenever like the whole scandal about how Grand Theft Auto was ruining kids' brains and shit, I literally wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now if it wasn't for fucking video games.
Yeah.
Like straight up, wouldn't even be close to being
The
as
mixture
creative
of
or anything
video
like that.
games and WWE.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, it's yeah.
That's fucking. Dude, so we got 2 gamers, a free throw champion, and a bowling champion.
Yeah,
This is a fucking podcast.
it's unbelievable. Yeah,
Small Arm says,
So good.
bringing the value.
There's tons of
Yeah.
value. All right, we got anything else?
yeah.
Where do you go from here? Where
Let's,
do you go
let's,
from here?
let's hold on.
No,
all
like,
right, let's
from the powerlifting.
yeah, let's go back to the powerlifting. meet.
Okay,
Let's talk
sure.
about maybe my question is what was everyone's favorite moment from the weekend? And it might be like obviously, and I kind of want to say not the 700 squat for you,
Yeah,
like something else besides that.
I would say I'll tell you the most. I really on the bench. So here's the thing about the weekend powerlifting wise for me. I've never reached an elite total in powerlifting gear. So I've done a bunch of geared meets, right? So that was really like I thought I was so dialed. So last time we went to that meet, I never texted anybody. I just turned my phone off. So Rachel said, like, I didn't even know you were there. Like, let me know. So this time I listened because it's Mother's Day too.
Yep.
I text my mom. I text Rachel. I'll see you guys in like 5 hours. Like I'm dialed. I turn my phone on airplane mode. Straight chest game. And I knew I was going to have a straight chest game to get to the elite total. I needed 1542, and I got 1543. On the bench, I've got RIP Mike Wolf on my shirt. And I literally said to myself, like, I need the 341. I need a 340, 350 to make these numbers. And I literally told myself, like, hey, Mike, I need you on this one, buddy. Like, I need to make this because people were having hard times keeping their hips on the bench. The shirt felt good, but I was feeling the weekend a little bit. And that was probably one of my favorite, like, moments to myself, other than the squat. I knew I had the squat in the bag. As soon as I put my briefs on, I just needed to go do it. But I also had to make sure I didn't rush the rep because it coasted a little. It coasted this much on me, but it felt like this much because of in the moment, right? It's funny because on the first 600 squat, I was squatting down. I was looking over top of everyone's head, but Cam and his mom were standing at the end. And so I looked at Cam. He didn't know I was looking at him, but I was like, I'm hearing whoever's counting for me, and I'm looking at Cam, and then I realized, like, I was focused, but I can't be. I need to be, like, at another level, right, for the next 2 lifts. And I think another thing was my second lift beat my other RPS record, but I didn't make a big deal out of it because it wasn't even the point.
Yeah.
But I would say like my bench press, because of Mike passing away, was probably the most important to me.
That's tight.
Yeah.
Trayvon.
Okay, one clip that just something that comes to mind. Something
Yeah.
I recorded actually is
Okay.
this is funny, but not so serious. But Cam was at the vending machine.
Yeah, he mentioned that on
I
Instagram.
I saw this. Yeah, what is this?
Cam was at the vending machine, and I asked him if he would get me something. And he said, "Yeah, I'll get you something." And so he couldn't get his card to work though, and so before you know it, he has a line behind him of about 4 people. And you can see the social anxiety set in on his face because
his card won't work.
And standing just one person behind him in line is Larry Pacifico. And so Larry's like, "Yo, like, what the fuck are you doing?"
He's like, get the fuck out of the way. I'm trying to get the vending machine.
And so Larry's trying to help him get his card to work. Tells him to just do one thing, is turn it upside down, and it happens to work. And it was just a very, very funny clip because you could literally see the social anxiety.
Out of all the shit he did the whole weekend, that's the thing he was the most nervous about.
You could just see it like set in on his face and like, oh shit, like my card's not working. I have a line behind me now.
And one of them is the best powerlifter of all time.
And he's just like staring at him from behind, like basically looking at him like, "Yo, look, what the fuck's taking so long?"
That's pretty funny. That's what he means. So that's good. That has to make the documentary somehow, Trey, for sure.
Fuck yeah.
That's funny.
I would say I have a few things.
Go ahead, Cole.
Because my perspective of the entire meet was a lot different. I'm like trying to help everyone out, make sure everything's
Which
going
was
all right,
amazing, by the
which
way,
was cool
Cole.
for squats and everything. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's what mostly everyone was really focusing on, was what their squat was.
Yeah.
And I want to give a big shout out to Big Mike.
Yeah.
Big Mike,
Yeah, Big Mike.
was dude, he was having a fucking blast. It was awesome to help him, wrapping his knees, making sure he was doing good. It was fucking awesome to see.
I'm super proud of Big Mike. For a lot of people that don't know Mike Fraunfelder, he's been at the gym since he was 8 years old.
Yeah.
He's had a lot of challenges. And for him to be able to do the powerlifting meet was huge. And for him to be a part of it, it's hard for Mike just to get to the gym.
Yeah.
Because he's had experimental brain surgery. He's had a lot of stuff he's had to battle. And, like, he's in it. He looked at me, he goes, "I don't even care what my OCD does. I took fucking pre-workout." Like, he was like fucking, he was in it, dude.
Yeah, he was having a great fucking time.
He already signed up for the next one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was super proud of Big Mike.
And because he rode with me, like me and Tyler and Zach
Jake,
all the
yeah.
way in, so we spent like a lot of time together. It was a fucking great time.
Yeah, he fits
Yeah.
so good.
It was just unbelievable. Because there was like one time, I think it was on bench. They called his bench, or they might have called his squat. He goes, "I don't give a fuck. I ain't taking the same way." He goes, "I'm going that motherfucker."
No, he embodies it for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
No, but that's what a lot of people don't realize. Like, Mike's in there with his own battles, trying to make, he's not even close to the strength of the guys, but it doesn't fucking matter. See, that's what people don't realize, is that everyone has their own story and has their own fucking battles, and that it's like, it's all relative.
Mhm.
And so, like, I'm rooting for that guy, and it's
Yeah.
I was excited to see him
And
there.
especially with Big Mike, whenever we did the Tennessee meet, he drove 6 hours, didn't tell anyone, just showed up to Tennessee.
That was awesome.
It was fucking awesome.
And then waited for all the awards and
Yeah.
shit too. Remember?
It was a 12-hour long meet, and he stayed the entire time. Didn't care.
We had no clue he was going.
Yeah, we
he
had
just
no
showed
idea.
up.
Yeah.
That was amazing. No, I'm proud of him for that.
So that was cool. My next big shout out is to Brian Peters.
Yeah.
So Peters had
Not
me,
small.
Peters also had me wrap his knees, and on the second attempt, I think because I was supersetting wrapping knees, I think I went from someone to straight to Peters. So whenever I was wrapping Peters' knees, I must have like just been too in it, and his leg, like I couldn't tell where his bottom of his knee was. I get done wrapping his knees, and he stands up. He goes, "It's not covering my knee." I'm like, "Well, fuck it, doesn't matter. You're gonna smoke it anyway." and he just looks at me, he shakes his head, and then he goes and squats the weight, so everything's fine, right?
Yeah.
So now the next one, he wanted I forget what he finished at. It was a good
570, I think. or
5 something like that.
Yeah.
He was battling in between two numbers. I was like, "Peters, what the fuck? Like, what are you gonna do? Like, why not? Why would you not go for it? You're like,
Yeah.
you're gonna fucking smoke it."
Yeah.
So then the next like 10 minutes of Peters just waiting, I could see like in his mind he was really thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like he was like super fucking dialed in. And then whenever it was time, like he was like 3 out or something like that, I'm like, "Peters, it's time." He goes, fuck yeah. And then he sits down, and I just we start yelling at each other like, ah! And then he fucking like wrapped his knees, he smoked and shit. It was a great sequence.
He told me again today when we were golfing just now that was like his squat surprised him the most, in that just being in competition again. You know, you could see Peters lock in probably like he did on the NFL field. You know what I mean? And that was cool to see.
Yeah.
And the transition for those guys is really difficult. So I feel like him being able to bridge a gap by being in another locker room, which is the 4 a.m., being at practice time, being at where the lights are on. I think it's been really
talking
good for
to
him.
him the other day, I mean, he just did the powerlifting meet. He's doing the Memorial Day ruck, and then he's talking about doing some free diving shit in Hawaii this summer.
Yeah.
Free
He's a
diving. You don't have a scuba shit. You're holding your breath. So like
Yeah.
he's like searching for that next thing.
And he can hit a fucking golf ball because I just witnessed it. The dude's a stud.
Yeah. I mean, he's the guy that would go up on the mountain. He would throw like 90. Well, on accident. That's
Yeah,
what he did
sure.
in high school. he was throwing like high 80s just because he's a fucking athlete.
Freak. I like Brian gives good perspective because he's around a lot of high-level performers.
Yeah.
And the fact that Brian stuck around as long as he has, and he even told me, like, as he's figuring out what the next level of his life is, it's going to be hard for him to leave Ohio because he feels, you know, the way he feels by being involved with what we do. Mm-hmm. And so Brian's helped definitely give an outside perspective to how great I think that things really are that are happening. That feels very normal to us, but he knows it's abnormal. I mean, he's talking about, I'm going to go down and help Christian McCaffrey and, you know, J.J. Watt. And he's like dealing with some high-level guys.
Sure.
So that I think that I'm the last person that needs validation, but at the end of the day, having Brian around just shows that Brian's sticking around for a reason.
He lives and breathes it, yeah.
He lives and breathes it, and he gets the do hard things and be around high level performers, and he knows it's a ride, you know, it's a real crew, so that definitely helps. I've told him like 3 or 4 times I'm so glad he went to go experience it, especially that meet.
Yeah.
Because that
It
meet
was a
right
great
there,
meet.
Unbelievable.
With everyone that was involved and everything like that.
Except for it's hard for us, that many of us, to compete.
It is.
Jake Embry really helped a lot too.
He did. If
Yeah.
it wasn't for him, my forms would still be
Yeah.
sore. Big
I mean,
time.
he wrapped Brian Callahan's 700.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I think about a part to the weekend, Brian Callahan went to last meet with us and made 636 and missed 606 on his opener. The motherfucker went and squatted 700 easy.
He could have squatted
Easy.
750.
Fucking dog.
He could have got 750.
700 raw, drug-free, at a guy that weighs like 230 is absurd.
Yeah,
A
he's a
really
so legit.
so legit, bro. And
Yeah.
easy, but it goes to show all the band. He was beating me on some of the days on the fucking band tension. Like, he is fucking strong. And I think to show case that we could achieve as a group, one of our lifters, and I know multiple will, but I looked at the board today. It's 600 squat and deadlift minimum, 181, 198, 220, 242. And then 165 is 551 and 578. BK and fucking Tyler Olds.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man. So, but I wrote that 700 extra big because that is fucking impressive. And honestly, Brian, if he stays in it, might have a chance of squatting,
Big time. Big time.
Jesus Christ.
which is crazy to think about. But he's got that ability.
Mm-hmm.
And so that really meant a lot, too, because that's a big win. And you see the thing he put in the group chat? He had it on a Post-it note on his fucking computer at work. I fucking love that.
Yeah.
It's so good. And his wife even says, she goes, all them mornings are worth it, huh?
Fuck
And
yeah.
so, yeah, you know what I mean? That's something like, as a, you know, he's a D3 football player,
Mm-hmm.
to be able to continue competing and then do something like that. And I've had to reel him in. He was like a PO, basically. I'd sign him to a squat-only contract.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
When we moved the gym, I said, dude, you got to make it on Wednesdays because that's where you value, you know, that's where we value, you push the group. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
He's coming a lot more now, but it's like I wanted to keep, I knew he had some pop, but man, 700
Yeah, no
is
shit.
Yeah.
it's impressive.
Last but not least is myself becoming an unofficial official world record rapper.
Okay, yes.
The entire sequence of just
WR.
wrapping the knees. From my perspective, it was the most fucking, like, my adrenaline was through the roof. It was fun as fuck. There's got to be some great raw footage of whenever for the last squat,
Yeah.
I'm wrapping your knees as hard as I fucking possibly can. You're like, I need more.
I'm like, give me all the heat, Cole.
Give it to
Give
me.
me all the fucking heat.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what. After I got done rapping that, I was like fucking about to pass out. I was so fucking.
And then you
like,
had to call
gassed.
me.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So somebody asked me if you were nervous about that. But I didn't feel that you were nervous at all.
No, honestly, like even from like with Mike tapping me and stuff like
Yeah.
that, he was like tapping me before I was gonna call you, like
Yeah.
to the one and everything like that. So no, like and honestly, that was the first time I've ever counted you down too.
I know.
So no, that's just fucking
Ball game.
yeah, just fucking it was in it, dude. It's what we do. It was normal.
Fuck
you know?
yeah.
So
good. I fucking love it. Trey, anything else?
No.
Danny?
Well, shit. Congrats, bro.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a powerlifter or anything like that, but I feel like it's just inspiring to watch because everyone has their own thing or lane that they're doing that they can draw inspiration from, and that's why I think the documentary is gonna fucking kill it.
I just really am excited when they update the numbers to see myself as in an actual number one spot.
Mm-hmm.
That for me is a really big deal. So people can chirp all they want. I don't give two
Don't
fucks.
fucking matter.
No, because at the end of the day, like seeing myself there from the first time I squatted 700 in 2011, and one of the things that Louis Simmons said, it's about longevity, bro. Like I've been doing this for a long time and at that level of strength, and I've dipped in and out of it, but to be even at that level for over a decade is a long time, and so I'm real proud of that. And then to be able to do it at the lightest weight class is fucking cool. So. All right, well, sick. Great episode, Roundtable Podcast. I'm your boy, Corey G. That's at Small Arms. Danny at Trey Speedin, the graphic gangster himself. Cole Susak. Brought to you by MaxEffortMuscle.com. We are out. Peace.